Hey guys, it's Yuta. So, there was something I was fascinated with when I started learning English, and that was swear words. It was really interesting because we don't quite have words that have the same effects in Japanese. But does that mean every word in Japanese is nice and polite? Of course not. So, let's learn some bad words in Japanese. For educational purposes, of course. Number 1. Kuso, which literally means shit. Just like the English word shit, you can use it when something unpleasant happens.
死者6名です。
When you lose a video game, you can say Kuso. When somebody makes fun of you but you can't think of a good comeback, you can say Kuso. Or in a common situation where you're playing hide and seek with your cute classmate you may or may not have a crush on, and you think you hide very well except that she finds you after 3 seconds, you can say
くそ、やはり叶わないのか。
And you can also combine kuso with other nouns to make compound words such as kusoge, shitty game, kusogaki, shitty kid. Or you can also use it as an intensifier like very. Kuso atsui, very hot. Kuso majime, very serious. As you can see, kuso is a very versatile word. It's just like the word fuck that you can abso-fucking-lutely use fucking everywhere to fuck with those fuckers to annoy the fuck out of them to stop their fuckery like you don't give a fuck. But if you want to use kuso smoothly like a pro, you need to know how to speak Japanese. And if you want to learn Japanese with me, I will teach you the kind of Japanese that real-life Japanese people today actually speak, which isn't always super polite. So click the link in the description and subscribe. But compared to the English word shit, kuso is much less intense. You can totally say it on TV, and kids can say it in front of their parents. We do have some words that you can't say on TV, but these words are mostly discriminatory words and not necessarily just some bad words. Number 2. Chikushou, which can be translated as damn it. This is originally a Buddhist word that means creatures other than human. It's considered a bad thing because reincarnating into these things are apparently bad. Anyway, you can say Chikushou pretty much the same way as damn it when something bad happens. And again, you can say it on TV. This word is not as flexible as kuso, as you pretty much only use it as an interjection. Number 3. Baka, which of course means stupid. I think you already know this word, and it's a pretty common word to insult somebody. The easiest way of using it is just adding baka to any sentence. Kochikoi baka. Come over here, stupid. And of course, there's this famous line from Evangelion. And you can use baka as a regular adjective. Baka na shitsumon. Stupid question. Baka na commento. Stupid comment. But the intensity of baka changes drastically depending on your tone. You can also use it in an affectionate way. So baka isn't necessarily that strong depending on the context, but definitely not as strong as some insults in English. And that leads to number 4, insults. Even though we don't have a lot of bad interjections that are in use currently, we do have a lot of insults. Busu, ago, debu, fatty, chibi, shorty, hage, bald person, jiji, old man, baba, old woman. And actually, you can't say some of these words on TV. I hope I can say them on YouTube. And I noticed that there are so many sexual insults in English, whereas in Japanese, they're more like physical appearances and age. Having said that, sexual insults do exist in Japanese. For example, we have abazure, slut, promiscuous woman, ama, bit, unpleasant woman, baita, ho, sex worker. So we do have these words, but the thing is, we don't use them very often in real life. But you're more likely to see or hear these words in fiction or especially in translations of foreign films. So if you use them in real life, they might come across as more comical than insulting. Number 5. てめえ. Japanese has many second-person pronouns and some of them are pretty insulting, and てめえ is one of them. You can say something like てめえ何してんだ? What the hell are you doing? Another second-person pronoun you might have heard is 貴様, which many anime characters say, but I don't think many people say it in real life. But てめえ, I've heard real-life Japanese people say it. But the thing is, we don't use any second-person pronouns, usually, in daily conversation, so using anything can come across as abrupt or abrasive. For example, あなた is supposed to be a polite second-person pronoun. But since we don't use it very often, which doesn't mean never because some people use it sometimes, it may sound kind of aggressive. If you say, 何してるんですか? What are you doing? It doesn't necessarily sound aggressive, but if you add あなた, you, and say あなた何してるんですか? What are you doing? It may sound a bit more aggressive or accusatory, even though it's considered polite because it has this in it. So in Japanese, making these subtle changes can make you sound very different. Context matters a lot. We also have another second-person pronoun, お前. お前 can be super rude if you use it with strangers. It's like picking a fight. But between close friends, it can be a pretty normal way of addressing each other. So again, context matters. Number 6. Fuck. So there's no Japanese equivalent to fuck. And we don't have words that have the same intensity. So what do? Well, some Japanese people actually say fuck. I wouldn't say it's super common, but I've heard my coworker say it. He would say something like もう fuck ですよ when something bad happened at work, and I would find it pretty amusing. Did you notice that this sentence has this in it? This can make a sentence polite, which means in Japanese, you can actually swear politely. You can say ファックです. And you can use even more polite expressions like ございます and say ファックでございます. This is so much fun. And do you remember the word Kuso? Shit? You can also use it politely. 御社の製品はクソでございます. Your company's products are shit. 御社 is a polite way of referring to the other person's company. So this is a polite way of insulting other companies' products. And do you remember you can combine クソ with other words? So you can say クソファックでございます. So in Japanese, you can swear very politely, and I think that's fucking fantastic. But if you want to skillfully swear in Japanese, you need to learn Japanese, and if you want to learn Japanese with me, I will teach you the kind of Japanese that real-life Japanese people today actually speak, which can be different from the kind of Japanese that textbooks and apps teach you because they can be unnatural and outdated. So click the link and subscribe to my email group, Japanese with Yuta. Alright, see you guys soon. Ciao, ciao!